Hello and welcome back to Daily FMC. Today I got a 23 and the scramble was average, but it was a little on the harder side, I guess, because I couldn't really use the axes that had a foreflip because the bad edges weren't in a good spot for both normal and inverse. But I did EO half on normal and then half on inverse. So on normal, on U and D, we have a 6 flip and my bad edges are here, 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 and here. So then if I just do a U, that orients 3 bad, and then I have a 4 flip left. So then those are here, but I traced where these bad edges would be if I switched. So then this one's gonna stay here, this one's gonna be here, this one's gonna stay there, and this one's gonna be here. So after I traced, I noticed that I would have a 4 move EO if I switched. So then I did that. And then on inverse, there are actually 2 ways to get to 4 move EO from here. So if I just I can do F2 and then L prime, but instead I decided to do L prime and then F2 to get 4 bad all on D face, and then I did a D prime to solve EO. And then I switched again to normal. And then here I noticed that if I just do an R here, that reduces to dr minus 4e4c on F and B. But if I did an R prime instead, I have a better case to solve dr. So I have this much already made, and then I have this much already solved. So then what I first did was I attached this corner to this bar right here by doing B prime L2. Then I can connect this corner with the other bar by doing a U2. So then I have the 2 lines made, but my E slice edges aren't in a good spot for dr. So then what I did was I did a B prime, and then if I do a U2, that swaps the places of these 2 corners, but it also brings this E slice edge from here to here. So then I can simply finish dr by doing a B2 and then L or L prime. In this case, I did an L prime. So here, I switched. And then I noticed that the corners were pretty good here, because if I just make this, then I get all headlights. So then I tried HTR from here. So then what I have right now is HTR minus 4e4c, but it's not a good 4e4c, because if I have a 4e4c, but if I can orient all corners by doing the 2e4c trigger, something like that, then it's pretty hard to solve HTR. So then I want to either get to 2e4c, 6e4c, or a different 4e4c that's going to have corners in different positions. So then what I tried to do here was I tried to go to a different 4e4c. So then if I just do a U2, I have these 2 corners here. And if I do a B, that's going to orient these 2, but misorient these. And then I don't have any HTR edges involved when I do this B. I actually did an F instead, but here it's doing a B and F is pretty much the same thing, because either way I can slice that at the end. But here I did an F prime, and then that reduces to HTR minus 4e4c. But then I already have these two bars made, and then the corner's right here. So then if I just do an R2, I get these two lines. But then similar to the DR case, the E-slice edges aren't in a good spot for HDR. So then what I did was I brought one of the bars to the other side. And then I swapped the positions of the two corners in the front. So what that does is that brings this E-slice edge to this side. So I have two E-slice edges on the same side. So then to finish off HDR, I can just do a U2 and a B. And that solves HDR. That was in 19 moves, so that's a pretty long HDR, but here I quickly noticed that if I just do R2 and then U2, that only leaves E-slice. So that was in 21 moves. So then I rewrote all this portion in... I just converted these moves to normal because I like to work with the E-slice like that. And then from here, I undid, I nist to this spot right here. And then I was trying to solve slice from here. So I did the first 4 moves as written. But then here I tried to influence the E-slice by trying some random stuff. What I did was I inserted a slice move here to influence the E-slice. And then here I noticed that if I just insert the slice right here and then continue on with these moves, or these 3 moves I guess, then I have a 2-move finish left at the end. So it's pretty much the same thing except an inserted slice right here. So that was E-slice in 2 moves, which honestly is not too great because it's E-slice, but that ended up being the optimal, and 23 ended up being the best solution that I would have found from this scramble, because I checked optimals for all my other DRs. So that was a little unfortunate, but thank you guys for watching, and I'll be back tomorrow.